is July 24th, 2025, and about 30 minutes or so, give or take, I found out Hulk Hogan had passed away. Now, as a numbers nerd, of course, I had to go and pull up his chart and see what I could find because I've been in case study mode studying a whole bunch of celebrities and finding fascinating patterns. And something in me knew there was something I was going to find in this chart. And sure enough, what I found, truly remarkable. So without further ado, I'm going to jump right into it, and I want to say that this is going to be using Chaldean numerology. So Hulk Hogan, also known as Terry Jean Bollea, I'm not really sure how to pronounce that. That's his birth name, which is important because it's his legal name. So his legal name is what we're using to look at these predictions because it still has a massive impact. At the very end of the video, I'm going to give you a little Easter egg that's a little bit side topic on how this Hulk Hogan name was picked. And a case for that Hulk or somebody whoever wherever he got that name from, somebody knew numerology. It was either a really good luck or somebody knew what they were doing. So we'll talk about that at the end of the video. But let me first start the video by saying Hulk Hogan's passing is no mistake. So you're going to see by the end of this video, you're going to understand the precision of Chaldean numerology and how this demonstrates there are no coincidences. Let's jump right in. Okay, Hulk Hogan, born August 11th, 1953, passed away July 24th, today, 2025. First and foremost, he was born in a snake year, he passed away in a snake year, and he passed away in a snake state. That's not a coincidence. Okay, now we have the nines. Let's look at his chart here. Here's his chart. Hulk Hogan was born in 1953, which is an 18-9 year. Now we're going to talk about some of these numbers in here as well in a moment, but let's just get into the most basic of things. Hulk Hogan, now real quick also the year is very connected to the fated as in the destiny conditions of your life. So he passed away in a 9 universal year, 2025. 2 plus 2 plus 5 is a 9. He passed away 18 days exactly from his 72nd birthday. 7 plus 2 is a 9. 1 plus 8 is a 9. 18 days away from his 72nd birthday. His outer destiny number, which I'm not going to reveal the calculation in this video, but for those who want to study, it won't be very hard to figure out. But his outer destiny number is an 18-9. Outer destiny number is connected to how your destiny rolls out in a visible way, who you become on the outside. It's connected to externalized, manifested conditions. 18-9. He was starting this year, was the first year, and I'll show you here. This year was the first year in his 9th 9 destiny rhythm since the time of his birth. So 9 destiny rhythm, since he was born in 9 year, that means all of his destiny rhythms are going to be 9. The first 9 years of his life, that's 1 destiny rhythm. The second 9 years of his life, so on and so forth. He's starting his first of his 9th 9 destiny rhythm this year. Now, there's more. I want to draw your attention to the something. Now, for those who don't know, this is Chaldean Euros, also sometimes called Destiny Rows. They're very, very powerful, and they're very, very powerful for predictions and seeing what's going on. I'll cover some of the basics of it in a minute, but for now, I want to say that the horizontal rows are the sub-themes. Vertical column is the main theme. We'll talk about that more in a moment, but first, let's go to July. Let's look at the sub-theme, and here we find 99-18-9, 99-18-9. He was in a double 99-18-9 period within this year. Is that enough 9 energy? So, born in a 9 year, 18-9. Died 18 days away from his 72nd birthday. 72nd year of his life, 7 plus 2 is 9. His outer destiny number is an 18-9. He passed away in a 9 universal year. 2 plus 2 plus 5. He passed away in the first of his 9th 9 destiny rhythm. And during a double 99 euro. That's 6 iterations, I believe 6 or 7 iterations of the number 9 involved in his death. And what is the number 9? Completion. That is the closing out of the cycle. That is the end. It just so happened that it worked out where Hulk Hogan passed away during all this 9 energy. Not a coincidence. And there's more. So let's go to the next part. We're kind of going from the most prominent stuff, and now we're going to start getting more of the finer points that kind of creates these networks of patterns, which makes things a little more predictable. Okay, let's talk about this. Hulk Hogan has a life path of 19-1. Now, life path for me is a little bit of a misnomer, or not the most accurate way you can say this. I consider the path number as the Dharma line. This I would call more as the destiny number, and there's a reason for that. I'm not going to go into that in this video, but for now, it's the destiny number. 19-1. Now, I mentioned that Hulk Hogan's outer destiny number is a 18-9. Hulk Hogan's inner destiny number is a 19-1. His inner destiny number and his life path itself is a 19-1. Okay, now we look at his essence. The pillar of his essence chart is a 19-1. This 19 here in this position flavors his entire psyche, his entire destiny. 19-1. We're going to talk about that 17 in a moment as well. But that's the 19 energy. Now, all that to say this. So, this blue column here, this is, of all these numbers, this is the main energy of the year. There's several compound numbers here. This is the main periods of the year. These are the sub-periods. So we already looked at July. It's a 99 sub-theme within the year. The main theme, 19-1. 1, 9, 10. This is a 19-1, the main theme that he passed away in. And he passed away in the aspect, this is the main energy of the time, is the 9 aspect of the culmination of his 19 life path. 19 inner destiny number, 19 pillar number. 9 is the culmination number of 19. And here is the 19 as the main state. So his destiny synced up with his passing. It was the closing out the 9 of his destiny, the 19-1. How about that? Let's go to the next one. Okay, now his day of birth ties into this. Hulk Hogan was born on the 11th. And if we look further, we can see we're going to find this 11 in a couple other key places. Number 1, it's the pillar number of his outer psyche chart. The number 11 is his big and little heart's desire. This is what he attracts naturally in life. And you see again here, 29 is the pillar number of his personality chart. Personality is part of what his energy is focused on, how he directs his emotional energy. That's a lot of 11. Now let's go back to the Euros. And let's dive in. And this is a little bit of a class on Euros, which is something that can be useful for you as well. The two most important numbers in all this whole thing, if you want to look and get a quick glance, the most important number of the whole year is this, 2911. Because this is showing you where the entire year, this is the culmination of the entire year. This top half of the chart is like the seed energy of the year, the beginning of a snowball. And it's all compounded, and culminates into this part of the chart. And of these two areas, the farthest left is the most important. 2911, there it is. The seed energy for the year, 9211, the mirror of 29. Now, if you look through the chart, first of all, you got all these 18-9s throughout the entire chart, all over the place. And look at the 11s. You got 11s in this 2-9-11 energy, also popping up in all parts and a lot of parts of the chart here, a lot of areas. Okay. So that's another nod and connection directly to Hulk Hogan's essence. Now, let's go to the next one. Okay. Hulk Hogan, another big number connected to destiny, is this number right here. This is the expression of his name, his birth name, is deeply connected to the destiny of what actually manifests in the here and now. I just got done doing a case study, which is free to view on my Substack at Aumra, AAUMMRA. There'll be a link around this video or podcast, where a woman had a heart attack triggered due to a legal name change in marriage that was directly connected and initiated by her name expression, full name expression. Let's take the 17.8. Now let's take a look at where this popped up. Now this column here is part of the hidden energy, sometimes shadow, hidden energy of what manifests. And if we look at this row, remember, all these numbers influence the entire, yes, they may be in March, but they all influence because this is the beginning of the snowball, this is the end of the snowball. It's one big snowball together. Whoops. Now, look at the energy of the period he passed away was July. That's right in the middle of a 19.1 main energy, which we already covered. But look at the hidden energy. It's an 89, 17.8. It's made up of two 17.8s. And there it's flanked by another 17.8 here. So this is connected. This ties into his name chart, the hidden energy. This is the hidden influence, the 17.8, behind his overarching destiny, the 19.1, which is found here, the main destiny, the hidden destiny number. Very interesting. Now you can see the 17.8 also as his Dharma number. This is very, very important. The Dharma number, remember before at the beginning of this, I was talking about how the path number, in my opinion, is the Dharma line. This is the purpose. This is the path. This is the main theme of the life. The life path, so-called, or destiny number, is the result. This is the path. This is the result. There's an outer result, and there's an inner result, and there's essence result. But this is the main result here. So this was the theme of his life as well. Very, very interesting. The 17.8 is connected to not only the theme of his life, the name expression here, which is connected to destiny, which pops up exactly here. And within that 89, 17.8 main period, it's again the 9. The 9th precisely. Okay, let's go to the next one. This will be the second to last one. Oh, there's another one as well. So, out of sheer coincidence, today is the 24th day, as you can see at the bottom right. And Hulk Hogan, you can see his major number here, destiny of the personality. This is called his big personality number, is also a 24-6. Very, very interesting. It's just another nod that there is a sync up here between his essence and name and destiny of his essence and destiny of his name to the time of his passing. Let's go to the next one. We already talked about the 29. Now we have the energy of the day. Let's take a look at it. So here is the Dharma of the day. This would be the expression. This is related to the destiny of the day. And here's the outer destiny. This is 13.4. Outer psyche, inner essence, outer essence. They're both similar. So here's that 17.8 again, by the way. The 17.8 is the pillar flavoring the entire essence of today, which is connected to his Dharma, his full name expression, and the Euros. A massive in tandemness with that's even a word, with the 9 energy. Deeply, deeply connected to Hulk Hogan's destiny. Now, 16.7 and 13.4 are both associated with death. 16.7 is sometimes called the Shattered Citadel, also known as the Tower card in tarot, but it's associated with a loss of a loved one. Also with humbling and humiliation. Loss is from the 7, loved is from the 6, 1 is the loved one. It's a loss of loved one, and also humbling because the 6 humbles the 1. Because the 6 is universal, selfless, and the 1 is individual. And the 1 here in this number has to bow to the 6. And then you have 13.4. And these two are talking to each other because while these charts, these diamond charts, appear to be separate, they're actually layers. They're all stacked on top of each other. This top right one is the very bottom of the bunch. The rest of these charts, the flow goes from this one, which is the same as this. This chart is the same as this. It's just presented differently. It goes here to here, to here, to here, and here. The 16.7 to this is the death number, 13.4, the death card in the tarot. So the death of a loved one is in the energy of the day today. And of course you notice the 16.7, which is here, is the theme of this month. 16.7, the universal theme. Okay, and the last one, well, second to last one. Let's dive in on this 13-4 real quick here because it's connected to the fated conditions of his life. Remember we talked about the year, which we highlighted, the 18th outer destiny, 18 year, the 99 18s, the 9, there's like 6-7 inches of 9, all connected to the year because the year is definitely deeply related to the fated conditions, facilitating fated conditions. Now, this is the year chart. If we zoom in on this chart, we see something very interesting here. It has 2 13s in it and a 9. This 1 and 3 here is conjugated as a 13-4, which is represented by this big 4 at the top, which is a sub-vibration of a 13, further modulating it with more 13 energy, and then again the 9, which we've seen all over the place, modulating it some more. So he's got the 13-4 twice, doubly emphasized in his year, which is the 9. So if you were going to make a prediction, you would start looking for 9 energy, and then look for 13-4s to see some major karmic event. And because it's 13-4, it's a death. Now, it doesn't always have to be a physical death, but it is a time of major disruption, major transformation, major change and pivot in direction. Just so happened that it synced up with his first year in his 9 destiny rhythm, 18 days from his 72nd birthday, in the 9 universal year, and a snake year, the year of his birth. All this starts to add up. As you can see, it starts to create this pattern, this web of network where you can start seeing predictions here. Okay, moving forward, the last one here is that 16-7. This is really interesting. Hulk Hogan, to amplify that 7 energy, which is we looked at is in the year, the 16-7 here. To amplify that further, Hulk Hogan was born on the 223rd day of the year, which is a 7. It just so happens that Hulk Hogan passed away on a 7th day as well. The 205th day there, which also happens to be a 7. It's also the 7th month. That's a lot of 7 energy, which just shows you that the 7 is from that day is amplified. Okay, so in summary, and before I get into the Easter egg of this other thing about how he changed his name, that shows he was most likely using numerology or somebody close to him, or he consulted with a numerologist. So, in summary, around his death, it was not a mistake. He passed away during a very, very pivotal time, which was characterized prominently by the 9 energy, which is connected to the fated conditions, his year, his destiny, his outer destiny number, and 6 or 7 other things which I covered in a snake year and all that. So I'm not going to recap it all. You can watch the video, but suffice it to say, I hope this shows you, number one, how Chaldean numerology, the precision of how it can go in and show you exactly what is going on. And you can start to see how predictions can be made when you start understanding key positions in the chart. Remember now, his Dharma number, his day of birth, his life path, his outer life path, his year, his full name expression, his vocational big desire, and his personality. All the major numbers in his chart, including his pillars, the 19, the 11, the 29, again, a 9. Even the pillars are all connected to the day of his passing. That is not a coincidence. Okay, now let me segue into the Easter egg. Here's his birth name chart. Remember, it's his legal name, so this chart still has a foundational influence unless he was to legally change it, which he did not, to my knowledge. I want you to draw your attention to right here, 37-1. This is the pillar, a very, very prominent, important placement, because this is the, remember, outer destiny. This is connected to his destiny, it actually manifests. And this is the pillar of his entire name chart, which is the flavor that flavors both this destiny number, but also the rest of things. But in particularly in conjunction with this, it's interesting because 17-8 is called the celebrity number. It's a number that gives you a big shine. It's like you have a spotlight. And in connection to destiny here, it shows that this name, Terry Jean Bolea, if I'm saying that correctly, was connected to him being visible in some way. Now now you can see why he was a really big celebrity, because you got this 37-1 right here. And 37-1 is like the rock star number. It's also sometimes called the Cleopatra number. It gives you a big, sexy radiance. It's like a big, sexy sun. Draws a lot of attention, And when you conjunct it here with the 17.8, it's very easy to see why this guy was such a big celebrity. Right here, you can make a prediction. Now, why that 37 is important? Look at his name, Hulk Hogan, which, by the way, Hulk is a 16.7. Look at the big name expression of his name. It's a 37.1. Look at the pillar number that this creates, 11.2, which is Hulk's day of birth. Somebody knew what they were doing when they created this. Okay, another thing that's really remarkable about this new name is you can see it puts this 23.5 right here. This is his big personality. He already had a pretty good big personality with 24.6, but now he's got this 23.5. This is the royal star of the lion. Now, before we can get into this number energy, we have to understand the context of this chart. This is the personality chart based on the consonants. This chart shows several different things, but one of the main things it shows in the context of this is his radiance, how people perceive him. If you have a lamp or a flame, the light coming off of it, that's kind of like this chart here. It's the radiance. 23.5 not only is the luckiest number in all of Chaldean numerology, but it is also the number of the supermodel. It's a number of beauty. It's a number of a very attractive influencer energy. So this, in conjunction with this, relative to his first birth name here, because remember, he didn't legally change it. He just put that name. He put this name on top of this name. Huge celebrity. Somebody knew what they were doing when they gave him this name. It was either a sheer luck or somebody knew what they were doing. So this is kind of a little bit of a side nod that celebrities are using numerology. I have a case study coming out pretty soon with Bob Proctor and his business partner. When she refounded the company, she was definitely using numerology as well. That's coming up soon. So for those case studies, and to see more case studies like this, you need to go to my Substack, because I'm dropping huge PDFs and articles in there that are free. You go to my Substack, you can see all my archives, and if you subscribe, you'll have the case studies sent to your inbox. And why do you need those? Why is it helpful? Because whether you're studying numerology, within numerology, Chaldean numerology is considered the spiritual numerology. It's considered more powerful, more precise, more accurate. And all my work is done with Chaldean numerology, flavored with a little bit of other things like Akata numerology as well, based on Yogi Bhajan, which is a complementary system to Chaldean. It doesn't contradict it. But also, it's because you have a birthday, you know people's birthdays, you will learn a lot about numbers, and you can start making quick reads on yourself and other people. You will start being able to, because I also post information about what the days hold in store for us, how to use the energy. You'll be able to get some sort of tips, give you an extra edge for helping you to make the most of each time. And for those of you who are interested in Chaldean numerology and numerology in general, you're going to learn, some calculations in there as well that you probably would otherwise have to pay for a course to learn about. So I am dropping and sharing some things that I probably shouldn't be, but I'm sharing some things in the name of revealing patterns and how the world works. I'm going to be sharing some interesting stuff in there. So check out the link near this video. It's going to be in a comment or the description. Okay, with that said, I'm going to end the video here. I thank you for watching. And please leave a comment underneath this video if you have any questions, any feedback, any discussion points, because I would love to have a discussion around this if it's interesting to you. Make sure to subscribe to see more videos, or if this may be a podcast as well. As always, wishing you the best. Happy manifesting. God bless.